Hey guys, I'm going to do a quick update for you just so you can know. First of all, James just picked up this position here, accident lawyers for Clark County, Nevada, for $13K 930. He paid outside the system. I got to get the programmer to set him up with it on the inside of the system, so don't anyone get that. He said in that area, he said there are cars driving down the roads, there's billboards out there. Hey, if you need an accident attorney, if you need a DUI attorney, he said they're everywhere. The number of accidents that happen out there is insane. So I love it. We've got 4 different ways we're going to be able to earn from the accident attorneys. If people call the phone number, that's $500 a good call. If people click the Google AdSense link, that's like $200 to $400 per good click. And then if we're taking any accident attorneys in the area who say, I want to have the live chat functionality, and I'm going to show you something in a minute about how cool that is, then that's like $200 per chat. That's good. None of these people have to become clients. They just have to be one of the 3 or 4 or 5 people who would become clients. That's really it. Okay. In other words, a client is worth like $1,000 to $1,500. If you could buy an absolute client, it would be $1,000 to $1,500 you would pay. But it's hard to say who's really going to be an absolute client. They're not born with a sticker on their forehead. And so what has to happen is some give and take. So we do the job of making it really clear what the requirements are. And then when the person calls anyway, then of course there's going to be a payment somewhere in the middle. So it's going to be a good amount of payment per person. Sometimes they're going to turn out to be the right guy, sometimes not. But the reason for something like $500 a lead, $200 to $400 a lead, and $200 to $400, that's just based on what the person's paying for their ads that pop up on the site through AdSense. And then finally, for a guy with a live chat who's getting $200 a lead, same kind of thing. It's give and take, but it's a way of protecting our interests and the interests of the guy on the other side. Having said that, I'm going to show you some really cool things here real fast. So first thing I want to point out was don't get this one. He's going to make a lot of money in this area. But he said this. He said he was inspired by this. That is on my channel, right? YouTube.com/maxedtraffic. It's been that ever since I started it. 5549. It's almost an hour long. Moji Evolution, the best affiliate program for you. Now, if you haven't seen this, see it. It is so valuable to see it. This right here is hugely impactful with the way we do things. It's amazing if you don't know it and you want to know it. And there's more than this video covers because we're doing this in real time, right? And it's improving at full speed. Okay, that brings me to this. I want to point this out. I just did a video recently where I was talking about how we generate iterations, how many variations. We were saying 1 to 25. Well, we since set it 1 to 10. I'll point out why in a minute. How many words, like 2,500 words, 1,000 words, 500 words, 2,000 words, what? What are the keywords and the subtitles and go? All right. And it generates the full scale page for you. That's huge, but it does 1 version, 2 versions, 3, 10, whatever. So the question, and so when we look, we see that list. This is like forming a var sheet with a stack of these things. And what we're going to be able to do is select all and merge the variations. Okay. So that's amazing. So that gives us 10 plus 2 plus 2 plus 10 plus 5 plus 4. All right. Now, here's what I want to do. I want to explain the speed. All right. It's kind of interesting because we did some speed tests. We were thinking, how come sometimes it doesn't work? Sometimes it would break. So here's what we found. One variation with about 500 words on it would take about 28 seconds. Think, one variation, 30 seconds for 500 words. Well, then we did 2 variations with 2,000 words. So we were thinking it was going to be a lot longer, because this is already 4 times that. And then twice, so that would be like 8 times as long. We were thinking it would be like 4 minutes, but it's not. So really, the majority of the processing isn't based exactly on the words. It's based on the heaviness of the load and then the generation of the words. So look at that. It's really like 30 seconds each, 35 seconds each. Then we tried 4 variations with 1,000 words. And sure enough, it's like 30 seconds each, 35 seconds each, Then we did 5 with 2,000 words and kind of the same concept, right? You're almost adding another 30 seconds or whatever. You know, then we did 10 with 500 and 20 with 1,000, 20 with 500, and 10 with 2,500. Now, this 10 with 2,500 is the most appropriate idea. This is usually what we're doing. We're generating web pages that are usually about this size, maybe 2,000 words, but typically around 2,500, 2,400 to 2,700. We're going to do like 10 variations at a pop. So it's going to take like 7 minutes. Okay. So that's kind of a pain. You're like, oh man, 10 variations for 7 minutes. If we run them back to back, we're doing like 90, 95 in an hour. And it's like, oh man, so we're doing 90 or 95 full finished, totally top quality pages in an hour that we can slip into a var sheet. And that means that as we produce the pages onto the websites, we can easily place the images, the videos, the AdSense, everything else that we need, the live agent chat box, everything else that we need throughout the content properly. It's not an issue, okay? Pages are awesome that way. Now, with that in mind, here's the point. What do you think we do? Do you think we do one website? Do you think that's our idea? We've got thousands of websites, each equipped to do this. And so we sit back here at our remote control console and we tell all of the websites to do that in parallel. So we're not just producing maybe 80 pages an hour. We're producing 80 pages an hour times 50 or 100 websites at the same time. It's like 8,000 pages an hour, okay? That are all top quality. Now, what's that mean? That means that we can easily create the content we need for the websites. And not just that, but by watching the user behavior and the website self-monitoring, the websites are going to create better ROI as they go along, okay? And if we find that the users are missing something, like they're asking about content that's missing on the website, or they want to know something more, it's easy for us to create yet another topic and spread it all through the websites, which means all we have to do is watch the guys who are ranking for these things, see the contents that they're putting on their websites, and just consistently add so that we're catching up with that layers and layers of different kinds of points being made, which is cool. So cool, so easy. Now, I want to point this out. We're going to incorporate this into the projects. I love this thing. MomentCRM.com. I was testing this out. I was testing a lot of things out, and I like this one. It's very simple when it comes down to it. Each visitor to the website is given a ridiculous name, just some random name, because until we know who they are, we don't know who they are, right? Now, in our case, we can match that by the IP address and know who that is and know their real names, their real addresses, city, state, zip, email, phone, and a bunch of other things. But here's the point I want to make. I threw this coding up on a stack of our websites. And these are websites that still have old-fashioned spin tags, okay? But take a look. November 3rd, right? November 3rd. Look at that. That's today, by the way. That's the reason I'm making that point. Today is November 3rd. Look at that. November 3rd, November 3rd, November 3rd, November 3rd, November 3rd. It's on and on and on and on and on, right? November 2nd, November 2nd, November 2nd, November 2nd. I got 97 pages deep of this, okay? 97 pages deep like this. These are people, humans. You know how I know? Because this guy was on the site 2 minutes. That guy kind of bounced. They were 25 seconds. This guy was on the site 30 minutes. Probably walked away, ate lunch, came back and moved some other page, right? That guy was on the site 3 seconds. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, you know. So I can tell who's real and who isn't by how long they spend in each case. I can sort by duration. I can take out the outliers that are too long and the outliers that are too short, and I can focus on the guys in the middle. With the guys in the middle, the guys who spend like 3 minutes, I can hit a play button and literally watch how they interacted on the website. And I'm skipping all the moments of inactivity, so it's a fast recording. But I can literally watch what they did when they landed on the site. These are people who landed on Website Installer. They're people who landed on some of the other sites I put stuff on. A lot of the websites that this is connected to, they're like the old homeopathy sites, Bowen therapy sites, appliance repair. It's actually all these sites that you're seeing here on Website Installer. You see this person scrolling down? We know who it is. Well, we can look up who it is right away in our admin panel, right? If this was a regular, typical website like what you would get, then you would actually be able to see this and you would be able to see who they are, okay? They would, their email, because they were so active, they were on the site like 3 minutes, say, automatically gets added to your newsletter. And your newsletter is going to start to pitch this guy that you're the man for this kind of thing right here, whatever this is, right? So this is huge. And we actually can see all the stuff happening, okay? So because I can watch, I can see how people behave. I can see what they engage with. I can see what they skip. I can see if they missed something and went for something else. I can rearrange things. I can improve upon things. And not just that, but my website is programmed to make those logical decisions on its own. All I need to do is see if they like what they read, if I need to explain something a little more, etc., right? There you go. I'm just going to stop this right here. Okay. My point is, did you see how many people came? All right. And after separating out the outliers, I had 97 pages with what, like 100 words. This is like 9,700 people. Okay, 9,700 people. What do you think we're doing with that project, the accident attorneys, right here, this one that you're buying into? The reason that you would come to Decrypt My Leads, get an accident lawyer's position, and then just go whatever population you can afford. But first watch that video, because some of these populations have a lot more injuries, to deal with than other ones. And yeah, this goes down. I made this as roomy as I could for about anyone to participate. This is huge, okay? So remember, anyone that lands there, we've got the criteria for calling. If they feel like they fit the criteria, they'll call. And if that criteria is correct, it's a $500 payout just for the call. If they don't fit the criteria and or don't call, but they hit the other link to see about the other option that popped up, big banner, then that's $200 to $400 is the payout. If they don't do either of those, say, or maybe they do one of them, but they also engage like with the live chat in the corner, they do this. Or this pops up on its own. It's going to be for a lawyer in the area. Each of your areas, we are going to hook up a lawyer in the area. Because, yeah, when they see this, and we're saying, look, these are visitors to the site. Do you want your live stream to be on there? We want $200 for every good conversation, and we want to copy the transcripts in real time. Okay? That way, it's all above board. There's always going to be a lawyer who says, heck yeah, no question, right? They get to approve the writing. And they'll say, can you create an extra topic about this? Why, yes, certainly. Can you change what that is saying to mean this? Oh, absolutely. Not a problem. That way, we streamline how well these calls work. You get it? And what that means in the end is that there are actually 4 ways to earn. It's going to be either through the pay per call, or it's going to be through clicking the Google AdSense link that takes them off the site. But that's it. That's $200 to $400 a click, depending on how much the lawyer's paying for the ads to appear on our site in real time. The bid war, right? And then the live chat box is another way. So that live chat box, I saw one pop up the other day. I showed it. It's in one of my videos. It is so cool. It says, we're here whenever you're ready to talk. Something like that. We're standing by whenever you're ready. So it's letting people read. And then when they feel like it's time to ask a question, the psychology is perfect. We're standing by when you're ready. That's it. And so you want to ask a question. They're so quiet and polite and humble and not interfering with you. Amazing. And then the fact that we still, because we track who the people are, they become leads and Decrypt My Leads that we can sell to guys in the area. You know what the guys in the area would pay for to buy the leads? Even if they know that there's competition. They would say this, only give me the leads of people who are active. And by active, I mean at least on the site 2 minutes or 3. and not on the site longer than 15 minutes, So anyone between 3 minutes and 15 minutes, I'll buy those leads. $200 a pop or $50 a pop or $100 a pop, depending on whether we're selling them to that guy on top of the fact that we don't know whether they called somebody or clicked an AdSense link or engaged with the live chat. And you know what's funny? We have the ability to track most of that. If somebody is on a mobile phone, they're going to hit the button for the phone. We can track that as guy called the pay per call, right? We can also track if somebody hit the AdSense link and left. We'll track the click on the AdSense link. We can also track if they engaged in the live chat box. So we can track that. So if we have our fourth means of selling leads, it would be the guys who didn't do any of those three, but did spend good time on the page. And so for those guys who spent good time on the page, but didn't do any of those three things, those can still go to a lawyer for a higher price because there's not the competition of those three sets of guys. Again, it's not perfect. If somebody's at their desktop and they call the pay-per-click phone at the top by looking at the number and typing in their phone, we can't track that. We don't know that. We'd have to have a feedback loop. That's a good idea. We could do that. We can have a feedback loop from that unique phone number that feeds back that a call appeared. That feedback loop can be put into our database to add to the information we have on each guy. So yeah, I was wrong. We can track that even if somebody just calls on their own, separate from hitting the button. This stuff is going up and going live like in real time. For the guys who get involved, the money that you can make off of this in a year is insane. Once you get in, what's the point? You're spending as much as you can afford for the largest population that you studied this to see where a lot of accidents really happen. Because I walk through it right here. I break it down so that you can look up the best places to buy into, whether they cost more or less. The question is, where are good places to buy into? Who's got the most accidents just happening? Anything. It's dog bites. It's homeowners that don't take care of their homes and people inside the homes get hurt and the homeowner doesn't want to pay. It's car accidents. It's worker injury where the boss doesn't want to pay the claim, right? He figures he can just shoo the employee off, because the employee said, "Oh, it's all right. It's not that bad, boss. I'm okay." He's like, "Okay, well, you said you were okay." Of course, this guy went to the hospital and found out he's got to have $30,000 worth of surgery. So now he comes back and goes, "Hey, I need $30,000 for worker coverage." And the boss is saying, "You said your leg was okay. I'll give you $3,000. Go." This stuff happens too often. Okay, it's the reason that these lawyers are in business. Okay, so anyway, that's my point. Find out what you can do and hop in and get a position. For the guys who are hooking up with this thing in the near term, I'm getting this project run out for you guys, and I want to run it all at once, hard, so get in now, these next handful of days. What is this? This is Thursday, right? Get in. I know some of you guys let me know that you're putting money together, and it'll be a payday or two. I get it. You're locking and loading. Okay, so between this week and next week, definitely let me know if you're getting in or get in. If you find that there are two low-end populations and you have a chunk of money, you can get the two low-end sections. And what's going to happen is we have so much coverage at this level already happening, that we will continue to expand across as many territories as it takes to cover everyone. We want all you guys to make a lot of money this first year. And so if you're making between $200 and $500 a click is coming through on these pages, and it's happening like daily, that's what I mean by this. See this? What is this, 100? This has got to be like 100 results here, right? I didn't count it. I could count it. How about I count it? You know, it probably says 100 a page, right? And so this is a funny thing for me to be doing, but I'm just counting it. If I'm going to open up Excel, we're going to find out how many guys these are. I think it's 100. All right, let me just pull something over and open up a new tab. Paste. Tab. All right, I got to sort this. Data A to Z. Okay, it looks like a mix between these characters and numbers here. Okay, I don't know what that is. That's weird. I'm going to guess that's half of that then. Okay, maybe it's 50. Oh, well. So if it's 50, it's 50. 5, 6, 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, it's 50. So if it's 50 times 97 pages, and this 50, this is overnight. 50. Okay? So if this was all for accident attorneys spread across all the areas, my gosh, most of these guys, look at this, 2 minutes, yeah, 30 minutes, whatever. 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute, 1 minute. Let's say though 2 minutes, 3 minutes, right? I care about that. I care about 2 minutes and 3 minutes. I like that a lot. 9 minutes, I love that. 8 minutes, 6 minutes, 4 minutes, 3 minutes, 3 minutes, all today. Okay? If those people are that engaged and we give 4 different ways to earn from them, that's multiple earnings that we make per day off of those people. Okay, don't miss. I know it's the beginning of November. You want 2023 to be a retirement year for you? You want to kick in with the highest income possible and ride it out all year? Get in this, because we already did the accident attorney run last year, and we were surprised to see how many people we got then. Okay, we captured names and addresses and stuff. Not just that anymore, but we're capturing that information along with their level of action, their activity level, okay? And not just that, but we're switching from old style spin tax to new style, totally unique writings. And that's what I'm saying about these 10 iterations we do at a time, and teaching all of our websites to write in parallel at the same time so that we can make like 8,000 pages in an hour. You know, 80 pages times 100 websites covering all the cities and stuff. It's too big to fail. And it's too clear, crystal clear to any company owners why they want to be a part of it, okay, for their own businesses. So I'm telling you, this right here, get in. The affiliate marketing dude, I saw him, and he started talking about how much money he's pocketing, and he's picking up stacks of hundreds and shoving them in his pocket going, you know what's making me this money? Accident attorneys. You know why? Because of AdSense on Google. And I put them in my websites and just put them out there. He's got like 1 website or 2. And he's making all this money off the just one thing, the AdSense. Well, what if we also put in the paper call? What if we also put in the live chat feature? What if we also capture the details, measure the engagement, and we can automatically just sell the engaged guys to the 1 or more lawyers in the area who are willing to pick up those leads, because that's great. When you say, hey, do you want to buy leads? They say, where do the leads come from? We tell them, well, we track them on our websites, and they say, how engaged are they? Now we can tell them how engaged they are. And we can even just sell them the engaged ones. Exactly what the doctor ordered, exactly what the lawyer wants. So I don't know how else to put it, but this is huge, and you want to be in on this ride. Okay? We're doing all the work. All you have to do is pay the money. You're acting like the angel investor, buying into the project so we can do it for you. We split profits on it. You want us to split profits on it, because if you get half and we get half, what's that mean? We're vested. We're pushing all the harder to make our end, but it drags you up with it. Now, you're watching all this stuff unfold. If you've been watching my videos for the past while, you've seen I've been putting out a lot, and you've watched the progress unfold on a daily basis as I put out updates on the newest functions that we added in. We're to a point now where we're looking back at stuff we haven't even looked at and thought, holy crap, do you know how useful this information is as we're tying it all together? We can watch how people act on the site, improve the sites, and at the same time, just be selling these leads as engaged leads because we know who these guys are. We don't need this system to try to figure it out. We already do that in parallel through the IP address and the cookies that are related to those sessions. It's easy for us to match who's who and offer that for sale to the right lawyers right away, really fast, after checking to see who called through pay-per-call and feed that back for the rest of it. Just nuts. It's so funny. So most of these visitors, anyone who's at all normally active, really is going to be worth between 200 and 500 bucks a pop. And I'm most certainly going to click one of those things, if not two. Okay? Where is it possible to click two? You could do the live chat and you could call, pay-per-call, but chances are these guys will be saying, oh, you're calling the wrong people. That's a different process. Come back, So don't count that, right? What we want to make sure is a guy with live chat knows that there's a pay-per-call button at the top. He's in competition with it. He gets the live chat, so we just got to give him the number to call. So that's okay. He'll say yes. He wants in. He won't want to miss this opportunity to be that live chat option on the site. Okay? You know what? I'm going to check with the pay-per-call guys too and see if they have a way of contacting the lawyers in those areas that they work with to see if they want their live chat feature on the site so that we can really lock in sales through the same guy. I'll think about that though. I don't think I want that necessarily because I think if we do that, we're going to have to save 500 bucks, whether it's a live chat or a phone call, right? So as long as the lawyer says, heck yeah, right away, it's like, yeah, we'll give you the chat transcripts and of course we'll pay you the same amount. Well, that would be great because then instead of live chat paying 200, it pays 500. See? Okay, I'll consider it. You know what else we can do? Split test. You know why? We have lots of websites that are great, so we can split test. Yeah, it's not hard to figure out the answers. Okay, yeah, I just wanted to let you know, all this crazy stuff is so real, it's insane. And this is huge. The amount of traffic that's hitting these sites, even with the old style spin text, is going to be 10 times as much when we get real content on there, because Google wants to rank that higher and people will spend more time on the page, which will force it to rank higher. They'll interact more often as a result. And not just that, they're going to be more convinced, so there's going to be more sales from the traffic that hits. That's huge. Don't miss, okay? Don't miss. Come to Decrypt My Leads, hit claim this position. Go ahead. It's going to make you register. If you haven't registered first, go ahead and register. And then log in, and then go ahead and claim something. Don't miss out. This is huge. Okay.